Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Patrick Sheridan from Fit for an Autopsy, coming to you from the NAMM Show in Anaheim, California, and you're listening to Age of Metal.
Hey everyone, this is Stephanie here with the Age of Metal, and I'm here right now with Pat Sheridan of Fit for an Autopsy. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Well, you just finished doing a demo with Fishman pickups, so overall, how did it go? And
I mean, for me, this kind of stuff is stressful. Coming to NAMM, you're surrounded by, your peers and your heroes and stuff like that, so you get up and you sweat and play guitar poorly in front of a bunch of people that you respect a lot, and it was fine, it went well, and the typical stuff, but it's a little stressful, you know what I mean? You look out and it's real intimate because it's just you and a PA and your guitar and then a bunch of people looking at you. I feel like when I play on stage with my band, like I have my guys behind me and we're doing it together, and when you're by yourself it's a little more stressful for me, a little bit more eyes on you instead of just the band, so it's a little difficult. But it was great, it went well, sounded good, it was fun, and, did my thing.
Yeah, you definitely got a very positive response, and even some onlookers coming over and seeing what was up.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, to, play your music and just have regular, people walking by that don't know you stopping and watching you play, and I had a pretty good crowd, and, it's definitely cool. I like doing that stuff more with my band. I like being on stage with my band. Yeah,
understandable.
I like playing. I like playing with my guys. I'm proud of my team, and it's cool. But it's also cool at the same time to be able to be respected enough to do your own thing too. So that's definitely cool. Yeah.
And as far as the pickups, what is it about Fishman pickups that, whether it's your style of playing or just the quality of the products, what is it that stands out to you about them?
I mean, there's a big myth about gear in general. Like if you spend your time with your gear, you can make it sound the way you want, and I firmly believe that. There's a lot of companies that make great stuff, and over the past few years I've used a couple of companies in the pickup world that I really liked, but with the Fishman stuff, it was like at first glance I was struck by the tone of the pickups, and I was surprised to hear like the clarity and the response to your picking, and like the pick attack that comes out of your amp from your pickups. Like there's zero lag, like the pickups are just on, and I feel like for what we do with such an aggressive style of music, it's important to have something that responds to your hand, and those pickups definitely do. So it was an interesting experience. I went on tour with Unearth, and one of the guys from Unearth works for Fishman, and so he was using the pickups, and I got a chance to hear him live, and I was pretty impressed. So I feel like it's a good home for me.
Nice. Yeah. And outside of NAMM, when you're on tour, how is it, whether it's the live show or whether it's the way that you sound amongst the other band members? Like how does, and whether it's comparison to other pickups or just the quality of Fishman itself, like what appeals to you about that?
Live, I mean, it's just exactly what I just said. Like it's the presence of the pickup, the way the pickup responds to my playing. And I know that sounds strange, like pickup response to your playing, it should sound the same no matter what, but you can give a guy your exact rig and say here, and then he can play it, and it won't sound the way that it sounds when I play it or when another guy plays it. I think somebody was talking about Eddie Van Halen letting somebody play his rig, and it just didn't sound the same, and then when Eddie picked it up, because it's built for his sound, it sounded the way it should. So I firmly believe that there is definitely a sound for every player. Your hands create a tone, and you have to find equipment that's built around the way you play, or have equipment built around the way you play, which is a different thing entirely. So, the Fishman stuff just jumped at me. So live, I feel like it fits in the mix really well. I got a chance to use it for about a week and a half on the last tour, and I was really impressed with the response that I get tonally from my playing and those pickups.
Nice. Yeah. And if anybody would like to watch Patrick and with all of his pickups, I know that Fishman Autopsy is going to be going on a lot of good tours this year. So
we are. I can't really talk about all the tours yet because they're not completely knocked down. But we just announced that we're going to be going out with. I want to get it right because I almost forgot yesterday, but it's Unearth, Ringworm, and Us on a co-headliner, and I think it's Culture Killer and the Great American Ghost is the lineup for that tour, and that's 2 weeks, and that ends in California, and then we pick up on another tour, which I can't talk about, which starts a couple of days after we do our last California date, and that's going to take us out until I think end of May. So we leave March 18th, and then we're out until the end of May. Time off, then Europe, then come back, and hopefully we'll be doing one of the big festival tours over the summer, if that all works out. And then there's talks about maybe a tour with Whitechapel. We're not sure. Some stuff going on for later on in the year. So we're going to be busy as usual.
Oh yeah, another big year for you guys.
Yeah, we hope so.
All right. Well, this is the last question. Do you have a message for the fans or anything?
Yeah. Thank you for checking out our records. Buy music, support heavy music, support bands. Go out, see your local bands play, and give music a chance. It's the same thing I say at the end of almost every interview. Like, if it wasn't for people listening and paying attention, there would be no reason for bands to go on tour ever. So buy music, take care of touring bands, because the easier it is for us to come out to play, the more we're going to do it, the more we're going to want to be there. So thank you for everything, and thank you for giving Fit for an Autopsy a chance. It's cool.
Yeah, and everybody, this is Stephanie here with the Age of Metal, and I just interviewed Pat from Fit for an Autopsy, and definitely check him out on all the great touring that he's going to be doing this year, and definitely listen to those pickups, because Fishman is really great. Right, thank you for watching. Stay metal.